Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to go through my watch list for the week. I'm just going to scan through it quickly. All right, firstly, it's literally just in alphabetical order because why not? We have ALAB, nice few days of, we got a gap up on earnings, and then we have price just slowly chopping upwards. On Friday, it undercut Thursday's low and then closed back on the high. So it is also, if you look at this weekly chart, it's also closing at all-time highs as well. So I would be watching ALAB for all-time high continuation. Short float's 9%, so we might get a little move out of this. AMD looks interesting. This would be more so of like you're trying to play this higher low, and if you want to take the risk on that, you could put the higher low below this last week. AMSC, this is also closing at all. I bite my tongue at highs in a very long time. This kind of looks like a huge consolidation here, and it looks like it might start trending up as long as it can indeed break this level. Sorry, and it did break it. Let's see if it holds it. I'll create that. See if there's a little pullback in AMSC. Let me go back to daily. So this is what I actually look at. I like huge volume, big move, breaking the highs. Nice little cup here, right? So look for a continuation there. Abgo, this is a nice little cup and handle, breaking this bear flag to the 50 SMA type look. Block, so anything Bitcoin, anything blockchain related, I will be looking into that. So that's Mara BTB. A new name that I learned of, CORZ, Cores, and I think I said BTB. Yeah, it's next anyways. Bros, we have a nice gap up, earnings gap. I'm going to set an anchor VWAP to this bad boy and see what it does. So looking for continuation with that as well for a lack of a gap fill. BTB, again, looking for it to break these highs here and some continuation forward. Simple Bitcoin play. Cart, we get a nice break of this level. You can see my my price was triggered, and I missed a lot last week because I decided not to trade because of the volatility. So I sat in my hands. I'm not mad about it. There's going to be a lot of opportunities at the end of this year for the next 4 years and forever, literally. So I'm not mad that I missed some stuff. So either way, this is a huge moves over the past 3 days. Pullback, bottoming tail. So it's respecting the 5 SMA there. We'll see if it wants to continue. Cash, I like the 2 inside days out of that huge gap bar. So I'm looking for a break of this kind of balance in whatever direction. We'll see if it's up. Kava, I like to break out on highs. Just be mindful. Earning in one on Tuesday. Coin, I don't think I need to say anything. Nice downtrend line. Retested at a downtrend line break, and then right back on up. This is nearing highs though, so oops, sorry. Just be mindful of these levels coming up. Bitcoin's moved. I wouldn't be shocked if this gapped up. So I honestly, in all honesty, I probably won't play it on like a Monday or Tuesday. Maybe later in the week would be a better idea to let the market kind of take in the gains that I'm anticipating it to be chopping up. Here's Cores again. I was reading out this is somehow a Bitcoin play, I guess. So I'll be watching this, and I need to learn more about it. DJT. It's been smacked down, watching it coming to the 50 SMA here. It is underneath the 200, so we'll see what happens with this, but this is super volatile. If I have time to day trade is probably what I would do, but I'm just keeping an eye on it. EBS, I like that it broke this range here. It kind of held and pushed away. It did find supply at this prior level here. I'm not shocked. But I do like the look of this quite a bit, and you could probably, if you get any selling, you probably buy it somewhere around this 1120 with a stop loss around whatever number that just was, 1060 maybe. I like EBS a lot. It's kind of one of my favorites there. ELF, I think that's what's next. Kind of a reversal play, actually. So we see nice consolidation here. It does need to close above that blue line, in my opinion. But it is shorter term MAs, EMAs, that is, and then the 50 SMA. It's above all of that. So if this wants to break that, kind of retest that level, and maybe it'll chop up to 200. So I'll be watching that, how that plays out this week if it does. EXPI, I like the big bottoming tail. I like the earnings reaction. It's downtrending, kind of creating this this ascending triangle here. So I'm watching this play out overall. Next, Fastenal, I think it is. Yep. I like the breakout of these highs, and then now it's just kind of chopping sideways. Friday was pretty freaking whippy. You can see that broken highs gapped up above those highs, that is. So it broke Thursday's and Wednesday's high. Wednesday's high, Thursday's highs, and Thursday's low. So it's chopping sideways. I am watching for a break of those highs for, what am I doing? For continuation there. So Fast is another nice one that I like a lot. Let's move on. FTAI broke these highs. I am watching maybe for a retest. If I do decide, I would look on the 30-minute time frame to see if I can get something within here to set a stop loss on a 3rd minute, and we just do a shorter time frame trade. But FTAI looks pretty good for continuation this week. Also, HBI, I like the breakout. Big move on volume earnings. We get a little profit taking on that day. I'm not shocked. You shouldn't be either. Of course, we would all love for it to just continue and run on up, but that's not how the market works all of the time. The zoom out view here. Where did it hit? Oh yeah, look at that. So where it pulled back, right there. This prior, back in late January of 23, that's where I found supply. All right, so that's pretty nice. I will be watching HBI closely for a trade as well, especially if it wants to hold the low of Friday. HIMS, the huge bottom tail. I own this in a long-term account, kind of watching to see if it wants to break these highs here. Hive. HIVE, Hive blockchain, watching to see if it wants to continue to hold this. This is a level that it frequently finds supply at. Be mindful, earnings is in 2 days. So I would just keep that in mind. Also, look out last time, pretty extended, hit this level, pulled all the way back. Again, pretty extended. Okay, strong move. Just be mindful of how much it moves before it hits a prior supply area. HUT, again, Bitcoin play. IBIT, Bitcoin play. Holding eyes, right? I'm expecting gaps up on these things. JPM, good old JP Morgan. I like that this gap up on volume. The low of the day on the gap up day continues to hold. So if it wants to continue to push on up, I think a stop loss around 230, 233. If you want to give yourself a little extra cushion versus this low around 234 and 80-ish, somewhere around there. I think JPM is a pretty solid look for a nice tight stop loss if price wants to continue on higher. LFST. Big move on earnings, sold off. I'm just looking to see what price does as it gets back to this consolidation area. Simple as that. Lunar, watching to see if it wants to break these highs. Close that. Volume on this move was pretty good. Volume on Friday was rather low, so kind of acts as a rest day. Be mindful if you do take this. If I do take this, or anybody takes this, earnings 3 days. Okay. If it does break, I think a stop loss below Friday's low, 920, would be pretty decent. That's how I would play it, not financial advice. Lift, nice gap up. Just watching how it holds the gap. You can set an anchor VWAP to this guy, which I will be doing. It is gapping into, I want to see how much it gives back if it does. live. I like this look here. Earnings is on Tuesday, so be mindful. Most of these earnings, these looks that have earnings this week, I won't play until afterwards, but gap up on volume. Just watching it come back to this area if it does. Otherwise, I'll be watching it above a break of Friday's high. Mara, Bitcoin play, nice and tight. I'll be watching it. You can see that these, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday had some topping tails a little bit here. Continue to get supply in this $20 to $19 range. So be mindful of that. MobileEye, nice reversal look here is now being accepted. The 50 SMA is starting to curl upwards. I would just be mindful that we have a gap will be coming up within, is it that range right there? I had a guess. Yeah, around here. So be mindful of the gap around 18.30 to $20. Either way, that's a decent percentage away. So just watching how MobileEye plays out here. Maybe I'll take a trade on it. Just got to be prepped for this stuff. MGNI, downtrend line, broke it. Friday had a nice bottoming tail put in. Okay, so down, I'll draw it kind of like that. Earnings, bottoming tail, broke that downtrend line, closed above. So I do like MGNI quite a bit as well. I'm going to put MobileEye on. It's one of my favorites too. I'm going to put JPM. I did put JPM. What did I say for LFST? Sorry, hang on. Let me go back. Okay, yeah, we're good. Mankind, I like how this earnings, it kind of overreacted in my opinion. Obvious, well, I don't know if it's obvious, but it dipped all the way down here to the 50 SMA and did nothing but get bought right back up. So it went back into this range area, and then yeah, did nothing but get bought back up. I don't know how much it was down, but it looks like a pretty huge percentage. Watch for continuation on that, especially with close to 13 days cover and a 60% short float. MNMD, a little extended here, hitting supply, but I'm looking for a pullback. I wouldn't chase this. You do whatever you want, but I'm not doing it. I wouldn't mind a pullback to this 200 SMA, somewhere around there. So I'm going to be mindful of that and see whatever happens. Next, MP, what is that? MP Materials. I like that it broke this level. So this would be a level break with a retest. And then, target would be this 2087. You got to be mindful of risk reward here. So however you want to play that. MSTR, I'm still annoyed that I missed this beautiful breakout and retest of this range, but is what it is. I would it's a Bitcoin play. I expect a gap up. Net, I like that it broke this range. Okay, came back, retested it, had a big gap up. With earnings, nice follow through, found supply, huge gap down, volumes coming in. And so I'm looking at to hold that range, and it certainly looks like it is going to. Hopefully I didn't just jinx it. I got that much power, NNE, nano nuclear, so nuclear energy AI. There's a lot of talk about that. How are you going to power AI? Because it takes so much energy to do so. So nuclear is one play for that, and so I'm keeping an eye on this. It's super whippy, so just be mindful. It's not, I don't know, it's not a clean name. It's not one of my favorites, but I'll be watching it. OLO had a pretty decent, has got a lot of volume coming in this past 2 weeks or so. It is also kind of choppy. I'm curious what it'll do around these levels here, right? You can see this blue line here, hit 1, 2, 3, 4, broke it, failed, 5. So this is the 6th time hitting this level, so I'd be mindful of it. Not one of my favorite looks. PAYX, I forget if I have this in my long term or not. I have something in my long term like that. Let me see if I have PAYX in my long term. No, it's PCTY. That's what I always get confused with. Yeah, it's PCTY. I wish I had PAYX in there. Anyways, PAYX, I like the consolidation break, big gap. I'm looking for a continuation over this 149 level. So that is a pretty solid look in my book. PTON, this just continues to move. I'm looking for a break of these highs. What's the short float on this thing? 17% short float. Yeah, this will be a more momentum play. I wouldn't mind a pullback on like the maybe 65 or 30 minute. Maybe get it around here where these topping tails are. You can treat that as like a level break at around $8, but that is a pretty big pullback. So no promises. Roblox, big gap up, just continues to grind. It is a little extended, but I'm looking for how it wants to play out with this 10 EMA, basically, right? Another Bitcoin play. Just watch for these levels to break. It's coming into supply areas, so I'll be mindful. Rocket Lab, good old Rocket Lab. I was in this, and then I got tagged out by 10 cents. You guys can watch my review right here on that 20 EMA pullback, and it rocketed up. So, still moving. I would be interested to see what it does above these highs here. Maybe then a stop low below Friday's low. Could be a little bit of a wider stop, but either way. Ralph Lauren, I'm looking to see what it wants to do with this gap. It's, hasn't broken Thursday's low just yet, so I'm just watching to see what happens there. Rum, pretty whippy play, but it's setting in higher lows. So it's getting tight, and earnings is on Tuesday, so be mindful. RVLV, nice gap up. A couple of inside days on that gap up, so I will be watching that to see which way it wants to resolve. SMR, nice break, nice just continuations, and continuation is another new scale, nuclear name. SNV, big move on volume, couple of inside days, couple of rest days, looking for resolution either way. If it resolves down, I'm not doing it. Spot range break, holding the range now, so earnings is on Tuesday, be mindful of that. SQ, a lot of names. Earnings overreaction. I said, hey, I was talking to some people on X, and I said, hey, this might be a good buy opportunity potentially. I might add this into my long-term portfolio, but I got to clean that up. But here's some levels I'm watching. This is uptrending, so Square, I am watching that this week for a potential swing play, and then just be mindful of adding to my long-term, but I got to clean that up. TPR kind of failed to make a significant high, but it did nothing but get bought up by the 5 SMA. So I'd be curious what continuation there. TVTX broke that high right there. So I'm looking for continuation there as well. A couple more names. UAA, good old Under Armour, huge gap up, and then just sold off, waiting to see what happens in this gap area. VCYT, again, or not again, for me again. I am looking to see, this is a breakout and a retest of this consolidation area. So if it dips in here, then goes back out, I'll probably enter long. I like that look a lot, actually. Let me undo this alert. Make a new one. There you go. All right, VNOM. Breakout of these highs here. Okay. I missed the breakout, but I will see if it wants to come back on like the 30-minute and retest it. Why did you do that? There we go. We'll go there. So you can see consolidated breakout retest, right? So another breakout retest. So it's making higher highs and higher lows now. VNOM Energy breakout, watching for this retest here. I'm going to reset it to make a high. Looking what it wants to do with this 10 EMA. BST, looking to see what it wants to do at these highs. See if there's a breakout. Wolf, this thing's just been running. This was the buy here, obviously. I'm not going to chase this. Earnings is in 1 day. And then Z, I think I own this in my long term. Zillow, do I know? But Zoom, man. Zillow, I will be watching to see what it wants to do with this gap. This would be, what's a short float here? 9.7. Pretty solid. All right, there's some names for you guys. Manage your risk. Thanks for your time. If you like these, enjoy these. If you learn, like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Let's learn, grow together. Manage your risk. Stay safe. Trade to trade another day. Later.